When my handicap, give a dog a bone. How many licks does it take till I get to the center and let a real nigga take you home? I can make this show as soon as you hear this flow. From ATLANTA and all the way down to yo. Go within your mama's never seen it in a lifetime. Never would have imagined, not even in her right mind.
Yo, what's up? So today I'm going to be talking about the Xim Apex. If you don't know, the Xim basically turns your console into a subpar PC. When buying the Xim Apex, a couple things you should know. First off, I know a lot of people's concern is just if there is any input delay between the Xim Apex and console. And I'll tell you there's not. However, it just feels slow sometimes because it's console. So if you're used to PC playing on 144 FPS, this will definitely feel just worse, slower, because it's console. So keep that in mind whenever you actually use it. The Xim will affect your aim though, so that's a big change for me. When using the Xim, your sensitivity feels like it's capped. It feels like you have controller aim, but on PC. That's the best way I can explain it. So it basically forces you to aim smooth. So if you're jittery and like to flick, it's gonna feel really weird and different and probably drag you down. But if you track, it should feel pretty normal. Movement wise, everything feels great. AWSD, you can use whatever keybinds you want. The Xim basically just takes your PC inputs and makes them console inputs, so in that regard, you're totally good. So you can use the Xim app on iOS, Android, or even, I think you can download it on PC, where you can change all of your settings, DPI, controls, sensitivity. You can even do macros. So if you play like Rainbow, Modern Warfare, you can do recoil control for even different guns and everything. And if you play Fortnite, you could do like auto edits, and I think you can even macro out some crazy stuff. There's some videos on it. The only real hassle with the Xim is for every new game you download or you want to use your Xim for, you have to make a profile in the app. So if you're playing Overwatch, you make Overwatch settings, and if you play Overwatch or if you play Warzone, you're gonna need Warzone settings. And once you make these profiles, it's really easy. You can just set a keybind on your keyboard to swap between profiles, and it'll store it on the Xim driver, so you don't even need your app nearby or your phone. So for me, whenever I get on, I just press F3 and I'm all set for Overwatch, and your phone does not need to be nearby, so that's really cool. The Xim works with basically everything except for PS5. It has a beta mode, so I'm not sure how that quite works, but if you're PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, you're all good. Yeah, as long as your mouse and keyboard are USBs, you should be just fine, which they probably are, that's just normal. And then the Xim adapter, there is a specific order how you're supposed to put your mouse, keyboard, and controller, but it doesn't really have any big impact. I've tried it different ways, but Xim says controller goes on the left, keyboard middle, mouse right. It's not a big problem. Another kind of problem is using your mic with the Xim. It should work completely fine. Just connect to the Xbox controller and use it as normal, and you should be all good. But sometimes for me, turning the audio on and off, like in the Xbox settings, will fix the problem. Sometimes it just doesn't auto-connect. With the Xim, you get aim assists. Alright, yeah, if you're buying a Xim just to dunk on people on console, it'll work, for sure. Any tracking game with strong aim assist basically just gives you aimbot, and can be completely disgusting. There's plenty of videos on YouTube how to perfect your aimbot and get your perfect settings, so it can be pretty disgusting. There's a lot of good videos on how to make it console feel like basically PC, and those are really nice. If you were wondering, it's also possible to use the Xim on PC for basically undetected aim FOV, so that's pretty crazy. Here's a post I found about it. I'll try it if people are interested, but otherwise probably not. So all in all, Xim's pretty worth it. Basically changing your console into a sucky PC with aim assist. So if you're using the Xim to play with friends and stuff, it's pretty great. Basically any game without cross-platform, Overwatch, Destiny, you can just play with your friends on Xbox now, so that's pretty sick. And I would say it's 100% worth it in that capacity. Also, if you just want to play PC, but don't have the money for a PC, and you just want to try it, you could buy a Xim. costs about $125 to $100 on the cheaper end, and it's a really great way to learn how to play PC and basically turn your Xbox into a starter gaming PC, which is pretty cool.
What it really means.